Good morning. We got an east wind blowing in whatever wildfire smoke is to the east, so it smells like a wildfire. Dad's unloading the last little bit of wheat seed that we had in the truck. It was just a corner, so that's a win. He's just going to load it into the feed bin, clean that truck out, fill that truck out with barley. I got to fill up Gus with fuel and then clean out the cart from the wheat. There's just a little bit of wheat left in the cart. Then we're going to switch over to barley. So this is one of those what's he got over there? Huh, little battery booster or something. One of those expensive mornings, right? When you fuel your tractor up 230 gallons of fuel or whatever this thing holds. Then you fill up with 6 tons of fertilizer. And then you fill up with 120 bushels of barley. I mean, you're looking at, I don't know, $10,000 a day just to fill everything up once in the morning between the fuel, the fertilizer, and the seed. Crazy. We'll go either way. Other way. Yep. Push hard. Well, I'm finally getting going on my outside rounds. I couldn't film calibrating the drill. It was too windy over there, and plus it's so smoky and stuff that it's actually even hard to breathe. So I don't know how the unhealthy people are handling it today, those with asthma and things like that, but brutal. Anyways, I'm going to do a little seed depth check here. I was having issues back there over there because of so many hookups and unhooks to this drill. We got the cords all tangled up, and when I turned too sharp it popped them out, so that's no good. You'd be going down this field with your precision drill and your wings would start going up. And when your wings aren't touching the ground, you're no longer a precision drill. So we'll scratch away at the old dirt here. We'd like to find our barley about 3/4 of an inch down. What side's it going to be on? It's going to be on this side. I hate doing this. I usually get my mom to do this or Corey to do this. I can never find them. I always dig too deep, but I can find the fertilizer, no problem. So there's the fertilizer. So off to the side and just to the back of it, I guess not to the back of it, just off to the side of it and up a little bit should be the barley, if it's going to be there at all. Then you get mad and you just start, maybe I'm on the wrong side. There it is right there, boom. So there's another one. Should be another one somewheres. Oh, there they are. Boom. So I would say, I don't know how to read this piece of junk, but they are down deep enough for me. You certainly don't want to see any on top with the drier conditions that we are experiencing. There's a spider, I'll step on him and then it'll rain. So, and I don't see any on top. That's the scariest part when you have a precision drill where you have to adjust each shank individually, is when your seed depth isn't right. Because then you're like, well, now I'm going to be an hour or two adjusting every single one, because you got to loosen this nut and then adjust it to, what do you got to do? I think you got to go up. Yeah, so you'd have to go to this notch. This would get you deeper. This inverted line here is 3/4 of an inch. So that must be 0, 1/4, half, 3/4. And then 1 inch, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. But the book claims to just set it and forget it. most seeding conditions, it says 3/4 of an inch is good enough. So what we want to see is a bunch of fertilizer and seed under each shank, because we're putting no anhydrous down this year. That's a two-part question. Why aren't we doing anhydrous this year? Part one, it was cheaper to buy granular. And part two is because I actually believed the forecasters when they said this is going to be a hot, dry spring. I don't know why I chose this year of all years to believe them, but I did. And because of that, we decided less tillage would be better. Of course, every trip across your dirt with tillage machines dries it out a little bit. And we get quite a bit of flack for that because we are not no-till people normally. We like to work the land. That's just what we prefer to do. And yeah, this year, because the granular worked out to be cheaper anyways, and we're not tilling. So most everything's going to be direct seeded. We had some land pre-worked last fall, so we'll see how that turns out. But anyways, I'm back at it. I kind of need two hands to do the outside rounds, so I'll bring you back in a bit when something interesting happens. Oh, well, good evening. 6 o'clock. And, like, can you believe out the window? So, we are probably, I guess you could say, one of the hot spots of Alberta right now. There's wildfires burning all over. To the north, apparently there's a pretty good sized one to the east and a little bit south, I believe. I'm not even 100% sure. I know straight east across the river, there's a pretty good one burning. We've had an east wind all day, so it's been something else to breathe. I can definitely feel for anybody with some underlying health issues as far as respiratory goes, because I'm fit, relatively fit anyways, relatively young, and it slowed me down today, I have to admit. So being in the tractor, that's all fine and good, but jumping out to fill the drill, moving that conveyor and stuff around, I had to do two things today. Thing one, I had to take the sweater off for about 10 minutes while I was outside, and I had to turn the climate control in the cab down to 21 degrees because it was getting hot. So, and I generally like the heat. I'm a warm-blooded individual. Is that it? No, cold-blooded. I'm the one that wants to be warm. I want to be warm. So it's totally nuts. It's got darker and darker and darker, and then for like half an hour it got light again, and then it went right back to real dark. So there's a little bit of dust coming off of the drill, really not that much, and all of that up ahead of us because the wind's blowing out of the east. That is all just nothing but smoke, thick smoke. In the cab, however, everything's working good. I got Gus's GPS figured out. This is the GPS we hate the most, but I never gave it the time of day because I never ran this tractor. This was the one that my dad or Corey always ran, and well, I mean, I didn't really care if they struggled with it, to be honest with you, because I had blue and I had that all figured out. But blockage monitors are working fine. This auxiliary switch is still working. This monitor's working, both for the cart and the drill. Cameras are working, and all this stuff is working. I've got these programmed the way I want. That's one thing different about this tractor than the other tractor. The other one has a Trimble 500, and that's just a basic GPS unit. There's very little you can do with it. This one, everything is hooked up to the tractor, so it's got all your information on the side here, your work rate, your fuel level, your engine power, anything to do with the tractor, anything to do with the GPS, a ton of other information. You can pre-program these screens to whatever you want. So I've been playing with that for a little bit today while I've been also watching my drill. as far as the heat goes down, we never got this problem resolved. My dad actually doesn't think this is a problem. He thinks anything under 200 is probably fine. I'm actually inclined to agree with him, despite what the mechanics said. They said that 180 is kind of too high. It seems to want to run between 180 and 190, so we're leaving it. Whatever. What can you do, right? You're gonna just chase that stuff down and chase it down and chase it down and not get anything done, or are you just gonna run it and keep an eye on things, watch for leaks, and go from there? I mean, there have been no leaks to this point. One thing that was kind of weird happened once today was my hydraulic hose popped out of the back of the tractor, and I don't know if that had something to do with the actual hydraulics or if it had something to do with me going through a washout. So, because that's when they popped out. It hasn't happened since, so I'm blaming it on the washout. But other than that, just another day of seeding. So, if you guys have made it this far into the video, make sure to leave some comments. Hit the like button. That helps get the videos out to other people. If you're not already subscribed, I would definitely appreciate that. Small channels like mine really do appreciate the comments, the likes, and the subscribes. So if you're in the Peace Country, hopefully you're out of the path of the fire. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you all on the next one.